A couple weeks ago, we did the See For Yourself guide on Dad's love. The theme of the guide is that fathers are made in the likeness and image of God, and that God pursues our heart. And as fathers, we share in His fatherhood by pursuing the heart of God, by pursuing the heart of our wife and the heart of our children. So we'd watch these really cool videos on that. And at the end, there's a summary statement where I say, as a dad, I will pursue your heart, and I will always seek what is best for you to lead you to heaven. And the kids say, okay, great, Dad. And then there's an activity at the end, and the activity says, now go play hide and go seek in the house with your kids. And my kids kind of looked at me like, are we really going to do this? And I said, 30. 29. And at that moment, 6 kids bolted and tore through the house screaming. My 6-year-old was running around trying to find a place to hide. So I counted all the way down. When I was done counting, I walked out of the family room over into the little pantry area. And there's this little small pantry closet. And I thought nobody could fit in there but my tiny 6-year-old. And if she moved a box of cereal out of the way, she could probably be in there. So that's the door that I walked up to. Opened slowly. I looked down and I could see that the cereal was there. So obviously she couldn't fit. And then, wah! What I didn't expect is that my 6-foot tall 19-year-old had plied himself up in the corner of the closet, and when he yelled and I startled and I yelled, he just started laughing. He's like, did I really startle you? I was like, yeah, I didn't expect anybody to be in here. So then I walked down the hall a little bit further into the laundry room, and I thought, well, maybe my 6-year-old hid in the dryer. So I began to open up the dryer, and nobody was in there, and then I got startled again. Well, on the other side of the refrigerator, there is a cabinet, and sitting up there is my 6'2" 17-year-old. He startled me at that point. My 19-year-old is rolling on the ground laughing at me that I've gotten startled twice and hide and go seek in the house. And so I go upstairs, I'm looking for the other ones, and I finally come across my 13-year-old and my 10-year-old. My 13-year-old was also in another closet. She graciously didn't try to startle me. And I was thinking, I know that this happened. I can't believe I get startled. So I go into my bedroom, and we have this kind of frosted glass in front of the shower. And so it was half open, and there was a towel there, and I looked, and nobody's in there. So I thought, well, I'll pop my head around just to make sure nobody's in that corner. And I put my head around, and my little 15-year-old screamed at me. I then, again, for the third time now, startled by my children. She's laughing at me. And I thought, I didn't know how she'd actually crouch down and fit in there. And then lastly, I finally, my 6-year-old, she hid in my son's room, and where she had hid in a clump of blankets. And quite frankly, she's so little and petite, I wouldn't have noticed her there, except that the sheets were shaking. So when I found her, I said, I got you. She's like, how'd you know I was here? And I said, well, because the sheets were shaking. That's the only thing that gave it away. Why did I bring this up? That experience, first of all, it was really fun. Everybody was laughing and entertained, but it's a great example to talk about the 3 elements that make an experience memorable and impactful for ourselves and for our children. Those 3 things are that it needs to be sensational, relational, and inspirational. So sensational, it needs to be fun, entertaining, engaging, pull all of our senses in, get our body involved. Something that does that, hits that first element of being sensational. Secondly, it needs to be relational. What's that mean? Is it we need to be interacting with other people, and especially important people in our lives. Important people in our lives make something more impactful. Ultimately, heaven is eternal relationship, eternal communion, union with God. So the highest joy that we're going to have in this lifetime and the next is through union with God and union with others. So for an experience to be relational, especially with God and with our family members and important people in our lives, it has far more of an impact. Third, an experience needs to be inspirational. It needs to inspire faith, inspire awe, inspire trust. It has to have a deeper meaning. So the fact that we were talking about how God pursues us, and I as a dad in the fatherhood of God and pursuing your heart just brought about that metaphor even more in our children's minds to know that I was chasing after them. I love them, and I was willing to do what it took to find them. So the See For Yourself guides that we do, we use those 3 principles to build the guide so that every guide has those 3 aspects. So check those out if you're interested, but keep in mind that those are the 3 elements that you need to bring together in order to make experiences powerful for you, powerful for your children, and to lead your family to heaven.